Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness, I actually cracked myself up. This is literally therapy to me. Not me applying the chapstick, but the lip balm is also therapy to me too. Me uploading to YouTube is a therapy. Per usual, as you all know, if you watch my other videos, I live on a busy street, so if you hear the fire alarms, police sirens, anything, I'm sorry in advance. Outside of that, today is Wednesday, April 7th, and I feel like it's just been a really good week. From literally Sunday until today has been a really great week. And I think it's because I've like adopted some new mantras, and I'll put the mantras that I've been saying every day, or at least quite often now, in the comments. I was gonna say description, but I'm probably not gonna do it in description, so I'll comment it. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about college life as a first gen, and just some things I felt like I didn't know because I was first generation. I attend Spelman College, which is an amazing college for young Black women, um, in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it was founded 1881 by two women, and yeah, it's been kicking ever since, and I really enjoy my time here. I am a documentary filmmaking major, and I believe I just switched minors. I'm gonna check. I'll check later. That reminds me I need to open up my computer to do that. But yeah, I just want to talk about some things. I'm a third year now. I'm a junior at Spelman. And what I'm gonna say basically applies to all colleges, I'm pretty sure. If you ever wonder like why people advocate so much for their kids to attend Ivy League colleges, it's really because people understand the importance of a network. And Ivy Leagues have set themselves up to have a really strong and powerful network. Such a strong and powerful network that when you hear the name Harvard, Yale, Duke, I believe Duke is an Ivy, but I'm not necessarily sure at the top of my mind. But when you hear those names, Columbia University, all that, UPenn, when you hear those names, you're like, oh, okay, this person is smart, or this person can do that, this person can do that. You know, you think of all of these different skill sets in a person without even knowing them. You're just thinking, oh, you just know that they went to a certain college and they graduated from that college, so they must have this and that in order. You know, so that is why a lot of people really advocate and push for their children to attend the Ivy Leagues of America, or even schools that are just like the top 25 in the nation or top 100 in the nation. Those schools are really popular for a lot of youth. Those are schools that a lot of youth try to get themselves into because maybe they don't understand it yet, but their parents are pushing it for them, and their parents may be like, this is going to be your way to getting a lot of different opportunities. And the way you get opportunities is through networking. So I hope that there's a lot of people who are thinking of college watching this video. And if you're already in college, I hope that this also helps you with just basically how you move through college from now on. And if you're not interested in college, but you're just a person living, this video is also really great for you because, hey, what I'm gonna tell you I've learned in college actually applies for just life in general. Like, these are literally the only skills that we're taking from college and moving on with, basically. And obviously list some more skills that you learned from college in the description below. No, the comments below. Okay, so something that I've learned is just networking is everything. Who you know is literally everything. If you ever wanted to sit there and be like, if you ever question like, how did this person go from here to being up here? If you ever wanted to know what's the difference between the person at the bottom, and the person at the top, you have to understand that this person right here probably has a greater network than this person right here. And when we're talking about a greater network, we're basically just talking about they have more people that they know that are in also top positions to help them get to that top position as well. So I've learned like you cannot be walking around stank face. You know, you have to be conscious of the face that you're walking around with. You know, smile, appear more open, appear personable. And then obviously don't be giving out too much of your information. People don't want to hear the nitty gritty about you, or people may want to hear the nitty gritty about you, but they'll listen to all of your gossip and all of your news and all of your drama and then won't hire you for a position. So it's no need of there's no need for you to tell everybody that. That's just for like really close friends. So being personable is more just being like, hey, what you said really resonated with me because I've also had an experience like this. And it does not have to be in too much detail, and it does not have to be the worst experience ever. Stuff like that. People really just like to see that you're not perfect, if that makes sense. People really enjoy the fact that you're not perfect, but at the same time you're able to get places. You have to keep that balance of she's amazing, but also she's not perfect. There's some level of humanness to you, basically. Something else that I've learned is you need to be actually utilizing your college for all of its resources. You're already paying, or the state's paying, whoever's paying for this, you might as well utilize the heck out of all of your resources at this college. And that's something my mom had to get on me about, like literally this weekend. She was like, make sure that you're utilizing everything at Spelman, like all of your resources at Spelman. I'm like, that's what mommies are for. Mommies are really good at, snapping you back into what you need to be doing and being like, hey, no, you having fun out there, but remember what you're there for. I'm like, thanks, Mom. I forgot for a second. So yeah, check your school website. See what events are going on campus. Talk to your professors. I personally really do suggest that people attend smaller schools or schools with small amounts of people within the classroom. So I feel like, let's see, what's a good number for people in your classroom? I feel like anywhere between like 23 students and smaller is a really great, is a really good amount of like kids to be in the classroom with one professor, to be honest. Because the smaller the classroom is compared to the professor, to like the smaller the ratio between professor and student, then the better chance of you actually creating real connections with that professor. And these professors they have already amazing connections, and most of the time they're still pursuing their career field while also being a professor on the side. Like being a professor is just something they do to keep afloat, especially if you're like within the different art majors. Like, yeah, your professor is most likely pursuing their career in the same subject that they're teaching you. So I know for my classes at Spelman, I would say I never have more than like 10 students with the professors, so it's easy for the professors to really get to know us. And then staying up to date with those professors. It's okay to send, once a month, be like, hey, Professor so-and-so, I wonder how you're doing. Remember when you suggested me to do this? I actually got it done. This is the results of it, so thank you. Then they're more likely to also send you more stuff because they're like, okay, this is a student that's really listening to me, and they really take what I say to value. People love to feel like they're helping people, and people love to feel like they've been heard. So definitely reach back out to your old professors and just be like, hey, or if you can also apply these skills to, if you're in high school right now and you're watching this, definitely apply these skills as well. Try to get close with your counselor appropriately, but once a month be like, hey, counselor, can I come in to discuss this opportunity? What should I do about this? Or like, do you mind if I send in my resume? This is what these people are here for, to help you get to your next steps in life. Even if it's not college, but if it's a trade school or if it's a job, they're literally here to help you with that. So don't feel embarrassed for asking for help. Don't be embarrassed for asking for suggestions, advice, recommendations, because these people are here to help you and they want to help you. And once they do help you, it will make them feel good inside. So it's beneficial to the both of you. Let me see, what else is there? Oh, reputation is literally everything. I think that goes really with any campus, but specifically if you're going to go to a small school, reputation really is everything. So especially if you're at an HBCU. So don't just be around here nilly-willy doing the strangest things on campus. Don't be doing all that, because that's just not going to benefit you. And people remember what you do, and they will remind you like, hey, I didn't choose you because last time I saw you was out here kind of wilding. So be careful with who you really let yourself go around with. Just be cautious of that. Let me see, what else is there? Oh, and something that I've been really hearing a lot about is people are always talking about your 20s are really for exploration. especially if you don't have much responsibility. Like if your only responsibility is yourself, that's a privilege. Like literally there's very few people in the world whose only responsibility is themselves. So if you're only responsible for yourself and your body and your mental health, you are very privileged. So definitely go ahead and use these next 10 years or however old you are in your 20s to really take high risk, to just be very risky, and not risky in like jumping off of buildings and doing parkour risky. I'm talking about just like in the different type of jobs that you do and the ways that you explore the world. Just be risky in that, you know, try different things that you're really into and see where it takes you. That's why people are okay with quitting college in their 20s, because they're like, I have 5 to 10 years to really just network my way outside of college and see where it takes me and to build my skills up and just realize that you're not on anyone else's time but your own. We all come at different times, like we enter the world at different times, and we're all gonna dip at different times. So it's really no point of you trying to do anything on anyone else's schedule but your own. Some tips for student filmmakers that I may have, let me think. I think for myself, something that's really just been helping me out is, or just like student art majors, if you're just in any part of the art field, really getting close with the people within my classes who share the same major as me, or also like filmmakers, really become close with like the English majors. The two of you really, English majors and filmmaking majors, we really do go like this together. Really utilizing each other for our resources, milking each other out of our resources, and just being like, what are you applying to? Oh, I think that may apply to me too. And talk to people who are not part of your major, because you would be surprised how many people are still going into the same career field as you, even though they're not studying that major. So really discuss with people and be like, okay, so I see that you're this major, but like, what do you plan on doing with that degree? And you'll be surprised how many people be like, oh, I want to be in the entertainment industry. And you'll be like, what? Also try different internships. The more internships, I feel like almost the merrier. The more opportunities you have to volunteer, get paid, do different positions in different fields, the better you are at determining basically like what you like in that field and what you just don't. So I think all of that I wish I knew all of this going into Spelman. And obviously people can tell you as much as they want to tell you, but you're going to decide things on your own, which is totally okay. I mean, nobody tripping. I love water. But yeah, that's literally just it. I just wanted to share with you guys some stuff I've been learning in college, and I'm gonna apply these things to life after college. Like networking is always gonna be a big thing to me. Sharing my interests with people, but also being appropriate with how I share my interests, being personable, but not overreaching, like in telling too much of my business, like actually understanding the importance of privacy. All of that is very important, and I'm excited that I know this now. Oh, utilizing all my resources. I'm excited that I know this now at 20, almost 21, so now I can apply this for the rest of my life and just continuously learn. I hope that helped somebody. If it did, let me know, or you don't have to let me know. I know people be shy or whatever. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed.